Today we're delving into a significant topic that can make huge impact in your life. And what is today's topic? Today's topic is delving out of your comfort zone to simply improve your life systems. So yeah, a lot of us, just want everything to be rosy, to be cozy, to be lovely and nice. That is what we all usually like as humans. However, to achieve these things, most times in life, you really need to jump out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is that place where you feel at ease, you feel at home, you feel, okay with everything. But what that does to you is that it keeps you at that point. It keeps you at that point. However, because as humans, of course, our needs are definitely insatiable. So we definitely over time want more. And trust me, you staying back in your comfort zone cannot give you that expectation. You cannot just sit back and expect that things will be thrown at your laps and then you just simply become successful just like that. It is quite difficult, it is quite challenging, and it's important that you take it upon yourself to step out of your comfort zone. You take it upon yourself to make that move. You take it upon yourself to pay that price. And yes, some people might assume that, oh, what about the wealthy ones? Trust me, for any lineage or any, group of people, or let me say, maybe a family, for you to be a privileged child or come out of a privileged setting, trust me, somebody somewhere at some point took the bold step to step out of their comfort zone to pay the price. And in today's climate, in today's world, it's quite challenging. And, people don't just want to break the ceiling to go to the next level. They just want to sit back there and sort of stay entitled. But then what this message is bringing to you today is that if you choose to remain in your comfort zone, things may not work as you want. And it's also important for you to forget about being wishful. Wishful thinking takes nobody anywhere. Yes, I believe in particular in the power of the mind. However, having those thoughts in your mind and not putting anything into action is going to give you zero results. And for you to really take critical actions, for you to take actions that are daring, actions that give results, trust me, you need to come out of your comfort zone. In the workplace, one of the most significant and common ones is the fact that a lot of people just want to be at the top. They want to be in management. They want to be on senior roles. However, they are not even ready to do the slightest thing as taking on new task, not even new roles. New task, and you hear things like, oh, sorry, that's not my JD. Oh, sorry, that's not in my KPI. It's not going to be sort of measured. I'm sorry, I can't do it. And then how do such people really grow? Yeah, we may be thinking this just happens in Africa, but no, it is a global thing. You could be in your workplace, even outside Africa, and then your bosses, your line managers could call upon you to do certain things. And trust me, they might just be trying to do some level of assessment, some level of indirect reviews, looking at you, checking for capacity, checking for loyalty, checking for your commitment, your involvement, and all of those kinds of things. And you may not know. So the way you respond to those things by not wanting to leave your comfort zone, which is you just sticking to your job description, can go a long way to affect your career growth and your progress. So the message today is that in every aspect of life, even in ministry, in church, even on the family level, it's important that we embrace the fact that sitting back in our comfort zone will do us no good, but rather just keep us at one spot. So it's so important that we embrace getting up our comfort zone. That is one of the easiest way to growth, to achieving growth, especially in every areas of life, actually. The most common one that I would really like to dwell on is in the workplace. So people are given opportunities and they do not know. So your management calls upon you to do stuff. You cannot just see that is an opportunity. People are unable to sort of visualize futuristic plans. They cannot put themselves into the picture, into the value chain, and understand the significance or the impact of what the manager or the management is throwing at them. But they are probably or rather seeing it as, oh, these people are using me. Oh, these people just want to train me. Oh, these people just want me to keep working and all of those kinds of things. But trust me, if you are a visionary employee and you are quite vast, you are knowledgeable enough, and you just want to keep an open mind, you would understand when management calls upon you to give you something that drags you off your comfort zone. You cannot achieve progress remaining in your comfort zone. You can only achieve growth and, move forward by stepping out of your comfort zone, by doing those things that are sort of alien to you, that are not sort of, in your job description, that you are not used to. And the smartest way to approach these things is ask questions. So if your bosses or your line manager calls you to say, oh, I need you to do this project, I need you to be on this project, or I need you to do this report. And then from your own point of view, you feel, oh, this looks big. How do I do this? Feel free, be happy enough, be confident enough to ask questions. That is the expectation of the manager. They want to see how you approach problems. They want to check your problem solving skills. They want to check your exposure. They want to see how vast you are, and how you can communicate and use those strengths to break and solve the project or the problem that they are putting forward to you. So it's important that we do not just stick to our comfort zones. It's important that we even look forward. Be on the lookout for something that will drag you out of your comfort zone. Getting out of your comfort zone, trust me, on its own, it's leading you towards success. It's already taking you towards progress. And another thing that does for you is it helps manage your mental state from you thinking, oh, I'm suffering, oh, I'm stressed, oh, I'm overwhelmed, oh, I'm not valued, and all of those kinds of things. Rather than being that employee that thinks in that direction, you sit back and say, oh, since I'm constantly sort of taken out of my comfort zone, it means these people can see value. That is what it is. It means these people can see value. And yes, if it turns out that, you probably still got stuck in that system, trust me, all those projects you have worked on, you have gained something substantial. And nobody can take it away from you anymore. And that is what will be part of you when you then move forward. People that constantly do projects out of their comfort zone, check on them, check them out. I'm sure you have friends, people, colleagues, check them out and see. It might not be spontaneous, the results might not happen at once, but trust me, there are people that are generally successful, they progress. Yeah, they might have a waiting period, which is part of life, but then because they are visionary and they've been able to understand the fact that their comfort zone is just going to get them stuck in one spot, rather they'll open themselves up to management, or even to, even within the family setting or in church and other areas, even in relationships with your friends, you know, you will see that such people make progress better than people that rather choose their comfort zone. Thank you very much, guys, for listening, and ensure that you are working off your comfort zone to achieve your dreams.